Welcome back, everybody, to If You're a Member of a Fandom, You'll Never Get What You Want. If you like Star Wars, you can go get effed. And if you want the Old Republic, well, screw you, because Disney says you can have the High Republic. Welcome back to Crow of Judgment. Today we're talking about this article from Bounding into Comics. So I've been looking into the High Republic and kind of laughing at it. It's essentially a new series of books, from what I understand, featuring Jedi Knights of the Round Table, the noblest and brightest Jedi of all time. Apparently takes place 200 years before the prequel trilogy, and oh boy, let's just get, I mean, you can see the headline right here. So before we read this article, do me a favor, hit like on this video, hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed, leave a comment, even if that comment is, Crow, you're wrong. Obviously, Avar Chris, random made up Jedi person, is obviously the best Jedi, the noblest Jedi, the most supreme Jedi, because she has female genitalia, and of course is a white woman. Oh boy. Star Wars introduces Jedi Knight Avar Chris as brightest, most noble example of Jedihood, forgets about Yoda. Well, oh man. There's actually an announcement trailer for Star Wars The High Republic, and I assume they chose High Republic because they're all stoned off their freaking butts when they wrote it. I'm gonna try not to swear in this one. Star Wars recently introduced a number of the characters appearing in their upcoming publishing initiative, Star Wars The High Republic. The first character introduced is Avar Chris. Avar Chris on StarWars.com. Chris is described as the brightest, most noble example of Jedihood. They also describe her as the best of the best. She wields a green lightsaber, has medium-length blonde hair, and wears a white garb with a yellow cloak. She has brown gloves and boots. Atop her white outfit, she sports a yellowish-brown tabard. It's all tied together with a brown belt. She looks like a dude. Here's her full description. Avar is the brightest, most noble example of Jedihood. She always tries to see the good in people and situations, and never puts herself first. She is invigorated about life on the frontier, and the challenge it brings, and is an inspiration for those who work with her. She is compassionate, not dogmatic, and always ready to sacrifice herself over others. Avar Chris is the best of the Mary Sues. Yeah, Christ, man, come on. Just piss off. Why you gotta do that to Star Wars? Why? Does that not sound like the absolute literal definition of what a Mary Sue is? I don't want to rag on it too hard, because obviously it's just a brief description, but, like, I'm not interested in reading perfect characters. I'm really not. You know, and just, you know, I've been going more into the, I guess they call it the Legacy Universe now, or the Expanded Universe as it used to be called. And reading those stories, you can tell, man, Luke Skywalker is a fucking G, but he's not perfect by any means, right? He's still got issues. And I think they call him Gary Stews. He's like the total opposite of that, right? And this crap is just, it's gross, and I'm sick and tired of freaking seeing it. And there's some other characters here, but here's the thing. Yoda exists during this time period, as it says here in the article. Chris's story takes place in the High Republic. The High Republic is expected to take place 200 years before the events of the Phantom Menace. It's a time when the Jedi are still exploring the Outer Rim. Vice President of Franchise Content Strategy described the setting. This is a golden age of the Jedi, and also a time of galactic expansion in the Outer Rim. So expect there to be rich tales of exploration, charting out the galaxy, meeting new cultures, and discovering what pioneer life in the Outer Rim was like. This is an incredible sandbox for our storytellers to play in, both within publishing and beyond, and we can't wait to see the great fiction they build within it. I mean, you could just do what every single fan of Star Wars has been begging you to do, and just go back to the expanded universe. I'm not trying to rag, but like this Avar Chris lady, right? They're calling her the best, most brightest, most noble. Well, do you guys remember in the movies when Yoda tells Luke that, hey man, I've been training Jedi for 800 years. Yoda is the Grand Master of the Jedi Order. So I was like, does he not exist here? Or are they just gonna like pretend that Yoda's not a thing? I don't know why they gotta keep doing this with Star Wars. And yeah, they point this stuff out in the article. Yeah, Empire Strikes Back, Yoda tells Luke Skywalker, for 800 years have I trained Jedi. My own counsel will I keep on who is to be trained. A Jedi must have the deepest commitment, the most serious mind. Yeah, they do. Thus, Yoda would be around during the High Republic, and most likely trained Avar Kriss, or at the very least knows who did. Given Yoda would be alive at this time, it's hard to imagine another Jedi being the brightest, most noble example of Jedihood, or the best of the best. Nevertheless, that's how Star Wars describes Avar Kriss, and this appears to fit in with what the Disney version of Lucasfilm has been doing to Star Wars over the past couple of years. They've been radically attempting to alter, and in many cases destroy, some of their own iconic characters. Just look what they did to Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. They had him contemplating premeditated murder, and he even got to the point where he drew his lightsaber on his own nephew. Then after Ben Solo abandons the Jedi, Luke decides to close himself off to the Force, an impossibility given the definition of the Force, and hide himself away, leaving his nephew to be further corrupted by the dark side. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the Luke Skywalker that existed prior to Disney taking over the franchise, Luke becomes the new Grand Master of the Jedi Order that he founds, and he is incredible, right? He is he is the greatest Jedi ever, and a part of that is that he doesn't follow the traditional Jedi code. That, like, he has a family, he has a wife, he's got children. You know, these are all things that the Jedi forbid, but Luke goes ahead and balances out human emotions, which is something that, if you see in the prequel trilogy, the Jedi do not permit. They don't permit the relationship with Anakin and Padme, which is really cringe, so maybe that was the whole thing. But but I cannot stand that this is what Disney does. I mean, they have a rich history within Star Wars, and instead they just keep going, well, but we want to tell something else. Well, then make your own fucking universe. Like, stop fucking ruining Star Wars. People love Yoda. Why not go 200 years into the past and we'll see Yoda? I mean, I would prefer that to this.